What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Roxette. And you know, I mentioned in my reaction to Yelena Teeter this time around that I have this incredible box set provided by my dearest friend Michaela, the Pear Archives, which has demos from his solo material, from Yelena Teeter, from Roxette, and a couple other things that I'm not entirely sure of the provenance of yet. We'll get to that. But it really is an understatement of the material she has made available to me and allowed me to have physical copies of, and in turn been part of how and why I become such a big Roxette fan, which, of course, Pear and Marie are not only rightly quite famous for their work as Roxette, but hearing Marie's solo material, hearing Yelena Teeter, and again, there's more stuff on here that I haven't even gotten to yet. It's just been this awesome journey. So yeah, between Charm School, the remix release, Bag of Tricks, Marie's autobiography, Listen to My Heart, which has a copy of The Change that came in it. I took this out when I first got it, and I put it with other CDs. I spent a few minutes looking for it, but then I felt like, I was losing time on reactions, but it is here somewhere, so yeah, when we get to that one, I do have a physical copy of that as well. But honestly, it is so greatly appreciated, Michaela, and also you Roxette fans, Roxers who have been part of this journey now for a couple years. You are very greatly appreciated. So yes, this is just an indication of how much material in terms of demos and other things outside the proper albums that we still have waiting. And shout out to Gebus also, who had been asking for a while, and I don't think he was alone, for a 2-for-1 or a double Roxette at some point. I meant to do it a couple times, the last 2 times around. I have not remembered. This time it has been in my mind. Thank you for the reminder, Gebus. So yeah, we're going to do 2 tracks from this second disc of Room Service. And I had it in mind at first, maybe I should do the first one here, Bla 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 Bla, You Broke My Heart, parenthetically, with the normal version and then the demo. But I thought that might not be ideal for a double, so we're just going to do them in the order, which is to say Blah 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 Blah, You Broke My Heart, and then Every Day. So yes, that's the plan, and we will start with what is honestly one of the funniest proper titles of a song, Blah 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 Blah. It's almost like, an anti-song, or it's like, making a joke of kind of like phoning it in, where it's like, I don't even have to say the sentiment that actual words might convey, because that's all just noise. That's all just, extra fluff on top of the essence of what's happened here, which is You Broke My Heart, parenthetically. So yeah, I am very amused by the phrasing of this song title. I do wonder the context. Was this a B-side? Was this a tune that was in the running to be on Room Service but was eventually left out? Either way, let's give it a listen. This is the proper version of, meaning there's also a demo in here, which we'll hear next time around. But yes, this is Roxette, Blah 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 Blah, You Broke My Heart.
Promised me it would last forever. You said there's no way it could die. Everything you ever told me was a bunch of lies. Hey mama, I'm back on the outside. You know that's not where I belong, no. Every truth, everything I believed in has turned out wrong. It's all blah, blah, make you stronger. No one I have known has looked so weak. Oh it's all blah, 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 blah. You broke my heart so many times. A lot of blah, 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 blah. A lot of blah, 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 blah. You broke my heart so many times. A lot of blah, 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 blah. You broke my heart. You broke my heart. You broke my heart. You broke my heart. You broke my heart so many times.
I like that. Like, number one, I think Pear has good vocals, and I get it. You know, there's been people who said in different videos that, you know, Pear's vocals, they don't hold a candle to Marie. I don't really see that so much as the point. On some level, sure, technically, like in terms of raw impact, I'll absolutely agree. But I do think he's got good vocals, and I love songs where they do play off each other, whereas here, it's mainly him. I do think some of those backing vocals are Marie, but yeah, the point is, I don't think his vocals are unpleasant by any means, and I think he, like, conveys the feeling of a lot of the songs well, and I think this is a good example. And again, I think Blah 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 Blah, it sounds funny, it sounds like it's almost like phoning it in, but I think it works here because I think he's essentially saying, like, you know, your excuses or your justifications or just all the other talk around what's fundamentally happened here, it doesn't mean anything. It's not the main point. It's not the real story. And the real story is, you've broken my heart so many times. I didn't anticipate that in advance. The idea that this is an ongoing cycle. This isn't just like, oh, you know, we got together, it was really great, and then you kind of left me and you broke my heart. It sounds like, you know, he's been part of her life. They've been together, but it's happened multiple times. So it feels like, you know, maybe she comes back to him out of convenience, or, you know, she just has a more capricious and mercurial type of connection where, like, it works until it doesn't, and, you know, that's fine for her, whereas he's like, you know, all I wanted to do was make you happy, but after a lot of noise, a lot of talking, a lot of, you know, you gave me this reason or that reason, the upshot is you broke my heart a lot of times. So yeah, there's a pain to it that I think comes across in Pear's vocals really well. I did like that kind of like late 90s alternative effect on the guitar. It kind of had this like wah echo type sound to that like main like pulsing riff. I did also like how we heard a little bit of like true piano, I think, but then also these like, you know, kind of electric organ chords. And overall, I'd say the track kind of had like a sad ballad feel to it. Not that it didn't get a bit bigger in points, and I enjoyed the sequencing of the track, but yeah, it just kind of had this like sad singing a song to yourself on a guitar type of feel to it, which I think is essentially the essence of it, even though it is directed toward the person, the woman who's done this to him. But either way, I found that to be a compelling tune, and I do wonder, you know, how much it is developed relative to the demo, which we will find out next time around. But as I said, there's one track in this second folder between the normal version of it and the demo, and we'll be back for that in a moment. Peace.